Okay, we recently got asked by some folks if it makes sense to hold on to their existing home as a rental property or to sell it now as they're moving out. And like most things in life, our answer is it depends. And it depends on some different factors and tax consequences. Let's chat about those. And also, if you're within the city of Portland specifically, there's some other things that you should be thinking about and just know as far as risks when you go to sell your home as a rental property. Our first question that we're going to be asking you is your timeline. The shorter the timeline, the larger the risk that you're carrying of what the market's going to be at that point in time and any damage or system issues that can come up with your home in that shorter time horizon for the potential gains and home appreciation that you're weighing. So the shorter the time horizon, the less we think it makes sense to hold on as a rental property. The longer time horizon, we think it's great to hold on to your home as a rental property. Another part of that is how flexible is your timeline. If you're going to have to sell by a certain date, that's a lot of risk to put on the specific market conditions for that instance. If it's going to be flexible and you could hold on to it for another few years if you need to in a bad market cycle, makes more sense to hold on to a rental property. Another is what's going to be your tax consequences, how much gains you have in the home. It's important to know that if you've lived in your home for 2 of the last 5 years, that $250,000 per individual, $500,000 for couple is tax-free. However, if you have not lived in your home for 2 of the last 5 years, that's taxed as ordinary income. I mentioned this, but are there any big projects around the corner? Maybe your roof only has 5 years left and your furnace and your AC are towards the end of life. You're putting a lot of risk on potentially having to put new systems in your home that could completely negate the reason and the income you'd be getting from renting your property. Is there a chance you're going to move back in? Maybe you're going to move across country and you're not sure if that's your final landing point. You might want to come back to Portland and you'd love to move back into your old home. That's a great reason to hold on to it as a rental property. Switching gears to Portland specific, in Portland we have some stronger tenant landlord laws than in the metro and in the state. 2 things of those. One is a valid reason to ask a tenant to end the tenancy at the end of a lease, and one reason that you cannot do that is because you're going to sell your home. And secondly is there's a relocation allowance, even if you do have a valid reason to ask a tenant to vacate. There's a relocation allowance that's typically between $3,500 and $4,500, depending on the number of bedrooms and the size of the home. So what a lot of landlords do is they tell folks, hey, the lease is coming due. We're planning on selling the home. We're going to offer you the tenant relocation plus a little bit more. I know selling your home isn't a valid reason to ask you to leave, but there's going to be a lot of tours. There's going to be inspections. The next person that buys the home is probably going to want to move in here. It's probably just going to be easier for you if you move out now than if you wait. And a lot of tenants we've seen accept that, but it's not guaranteed. And if a tenant wants to stay in when we sell the home, who knows exactly what the furniture is going to look like? Who knows the exact shape the home's going to be in? Who knows what the home's going to smell like when folks are coming through, or if they're going to leave for tours and how well they're going to accommodate tours. So it's just another added layer of risk to hold on to if it's going to be a shorter time horizon and you want to rent the home and you live in the city of Portland. So should you sell or should you rent? If you have a short time horizon, you have a really nice home, you don't have a flexible time horizon, you're in the city of Portland specifically, I think that's a lot of risk to hold on to your home as a rental property. Let's say you have a longer time horizon, your horizon for selling is flexible, your home's a little more well worn and loved, and a couple more scratches and dings here aren't they going to make a big difference on the value? Hold on to that baby as a rental property. That's a great investment.